by Peter Halpenny. He is going to be fighting for the Clan Wars Super Lightweight strap. Peter, how are you, my friend? It's good to have you on.
Good, Bernie. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on, Brad. Top man.
No, no problem. No problem. Peter, I wanted to start off by saying you're obviously a two title holder at the minute. You've got the Clan Wars 175 title and the Akuma title. You've now got the chance to become a champ within Clan Wars. You've got the chance to add the super lightweight title to your collection. How excited are you for this fight?
Very, very. I'm just taking it like it's any other fight, though, as well. I know the stakes that are at hand, but I have to just not look past anything, not imagine any big scenario. But I do see myself leaving with that third belt, one way or another.
Does it change your mindset or your game plan, the fact that it is for a title, or as you say, is it just another day in the office, just another fight?
Yeah, another day in the office, but obviously this time round now it's 4-minute rounds and knees to the head. So my training's it's been a little bit different in comparison to the other camps, but I don't look past any title fights or anything like there any other one. It's just me against me and have to just go in there and get the job done.
In what way is your training been different? Is it longer sort of rounds when you're sparring? They sort of apply for the 4-minute rounds, or is there any other extra things you've been doing?
Yeah, started mixing in. I'm wearing knee pads a lot more often now than I would have used to. And obviously it's hard to emulate the knees to the head in training, but the lads have been throwing headgear on for the spars and that kind of thing. So it's been a little bit easier to start throwing the knees to the head, but still obviously have to be mindful. But then, yeah, longer rounds and a lot more cardio focus as well in my strength and conditioning. So I'm doing my programming would have been 3-minute rounds before, but now it's like 4-minute bursts, that kind of thing. So it's it's a lot tougher. Lungs hanging out my arse.
I would say you notice a difference. Do you feel fitter for it? But
Big time. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'm blessed. One of my best attributes is my lungs. Like so. Yeah, Jamie be doing well now to try and cast me out.
so I wanted to touch on 2023 because I think looking at your results, it probably wasn't the best year for you. You were very, very unlucky in a few decisions. There was some that could have went your way, but you were unlucky not to get a win. 2024 started. You've got 2 back-to-back wins against a very good opponent in Sean Kelly. What's changed for you since 2023? Because there's obviously been a massive performance or a massive improvement in your performance and results. Was there something specific that you changed in training? Was it a mindset thing, or why do you think this improvement has happened?
One of them definitely would be mindset. I started working with Mark McCormick, who is my mindset coach at the moment, and he really unlocked another level in me. Just in terms of like obviously conceiving, believing, achieving that side of things, but also perseverance as well. When it comes to like obviously a couple of them were short notice or could have been wrong done by the decisions, but going out with a different mindset that I'm not just looking to not take damage and win the rounds, more so go in. You have to win every round. You're trying to stop the guy. You're trying to finish the guy. That sort of things. Focusing a lot more on me strength and conditioning as well. Not that I wouldn't have before, but really kind of put more time into that. Like it's an art in itself. And other than that, then yeah, the losses taught me a lot as well. Taught me a lot, and it was more so getting over them and not seeing the losses as that it was sure, that's me done again or whatever. Just getting through them and taking every one of them as a lesson, as cliche as it sounds.
I think here's the thing about amateur careers. People get so tied to their records, don't they? But amateur is just about learning, and as you say, you've obviously took them losses, you've took them on the belt, and you've moved on and improved massively since. So, do you? Not that you're glad they lose, because that's probably never the case. But would you say that without them losses, you maybe wouldn't have been able to improve so quick?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. Them losses taught me a lot. Like even some of them, I might have neglected one thing or another, and I would have been showing up for it in the cage, and then having having it in front of everyone as well. You know, you're going home, you're sick, and you don't want to have that feeling again. And yeah, just accumulatively from all of them, I believe it's well. Obviously, they've made me the fighter I am today, but I'm blessed to have experienced them when I did as well, enough say further down the line.
Yeah, and I think that all adds in by the sounds of you, it looks like we're going to be seeing the best version of Peter Halpenny whenever you step in there at Clan Wars 50. You mentioned there about the mindset change and having the heart, and kind of it sounds as if you were able to channel that inner dog. By the sounds of it, you go out, they win the fight. Something I noticed, I think it was 2 fights ago, maybe, you pointed to the floor in the cage with 10 or 15 seconds left, and you stand and banged with Sean Kelly. Is that an example of the dog that you have found? And is that something that you planned beforehand, or was it just you're in that moment and channel the inner Max Holloway? I loved it.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't planned. My coach was fucking annoyed at me for doing it.
I'm sure he was. Because it was in the bag. The fight was in the bag, and it was similar to Max Holloway in that way. That's why comparatively they're both badass moments. It's not as if you were losing the fight and you done that. You were winning the fight and done it, which makes it even more badass.
Yeah, that was partly, yeah, I knew I was all the way up, and then me and Sean, I was a lot more conservative that fight because I was planning on fighting in the Europeans. I think it was just 2 weeks after, 2 or 3 weeks. So I didn't want to take too much damage, but then when I heard the clapper and I knew I was up, I don't know, just adrenaline's one hell of a drug. I just said, let's go for it.
It was class. It was class. It was some finish to the fight. I really enjoyed watching it. Clan Wars 50, you've got a very tough opponent in Jamie McCaugherty in front of you. We've all seen you having a go at each other on Instagram. What is the crack with this beef, Peter? And Jamie told me that he's had a bit of a confrontation backstage at Akuma. Is there a lot of hate coming into this one on this side? On your side, sorry?
Hate, I know hate's a strong word. He's just the opponent, but there's a bit more than there ever than in any of the other fights, if that makes sense. Yeah, backstage he just got a bit too big for his boots. We'll not name names or anything like that, but yeah, there was a couple of words said, and yeah, he'll be showing up for it now, November 2nd. Bless him.
And would you say Jamie told me that this is the most heat he's had going into a fight with his opponent? Are you on the same boat here?
Yeah, I'm not letting the emotions get into it, but I do want to put his head through the canvas. I do think he's in for one. He's bit a bit more than he can chew, if that makes sense.
I actually can't wait for it, because all of this talk going in there, I think, as I said before, we are going to get the best version of both of you, and it's going to be a hell of a fight. I cannot wait for it. Something I want to touch on. I got my blue belt in jiu-jitsu there a few months ago, and you're a jiu-jitsu brown belt. Yeah. And what age are you? 22, is that right in saying?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your jiu-jitsu journey, because that is a hell of an achievement, doing it so young. At what age did you start?
I was 15 or 16, late 15 or early 16, I think it was. Entered a load of competitions. I think I've 150, 160 grappling matches, and I've medalled at well, there's a lot of new ones, but a lot of the competitions that would have always been around, just apart from the Europeans or internationals, that kind of thing.
Empire and Grappling Industries and ones like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before I even started fighting, I was just grappling. Every second, every third weekend, I was getting into a competition, and then I'd always wanted to fight MMA, but a lot of my focus was towards the grappling, and I'm glad I did, because I was striking alongside it, but all my focus got put into the grappling, and I'm glad I did, because you pick up striking a lot quicker. Now, obviously, there's skill gaps and that kind of thing, but I'm glad I put so much time into grappling, because now I always have that,
Yeah, at least you always have that in your back pocket. Is that something that you plan on using in this fight? When you sort of manifest your game plan, without giving it away too much, of course, do you see the grappling and using your jiu-jitsu as the path of least resistance here, or are you happy to stand and bang with Jamie?
I'm happy to stand and bang with Jamie. I don't think Jamie's good anywhere, to be honest. I think he's gotten away lucky with opponents respecting him too much, you know. And I see a load of gaps in his game. A load. He's coming in with his hands down, in and out of the pocket, that kind of thing. I feel like I'll be able to exploit him any way I want, whether it's I'm going to break his arm, break his leg, whatever. If he does want to stand and bang, I know he's going to try and hit me with a flying knee. And if he does try and hit me with it, he's going to have to hit me with it awful hard, Brandon. But yeah, I just hope he's training hard, because he's going to get shown up for Everton November 2nd.
Class. So if you and Jamie bring a big following, am I right in saying that this is going to be the main event? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, you did.
So then they follow on from that. This is going to go on Instagram. Send a message to your friends and family. Why should they come and watch this fight, and why should they come and support you at Clan Wars 50?
Guaranteed a banger of a scrap. You know, me and Jamie are going to step in there, not going to take a step back, and it'll probably be a bloody war if he can take the damage. But yeah, it's going to be a serious night of fights. Loads of serious lads in the card. And me and Jamie are going to top it all off then with a banger of a scrap fight of the night.
I cannot wait for it. I think you gave enough reason there. It's going to be such a great fight, and there is some great fights on the card too, so it'll be a great night of mixed martial arts. Which UFC fighters have inspired you? It doesn't have to specifically be UFC, but is there any fighters or MMA fighters that kind of got you inspired? Obviously, you started with jiu-jitsu, so there might be a grappler as opposed to a sort of modern striker. What is there any names that shout out at you in particular?
Don't even have to think about it. It's Ciaran Clarke from Drogheda. He's only a stone throw away from where I live. He started in the gym I did, and I would have always looked up to him coming up. And he's been a serious inspiration. His relentlessness, his mindset, everything. You know, he's the path I want to. He's laid out the path that I want to follow myself. So, I always give keys the number one for myself. Definitely.
I actually love that answer, because it's very easy to go to the guys coming out of America and stuff and not look as close to home. But I love the fact that you have said Ciaran Clarke, and it's there's no one better to take inspiration off, is there?
Yeah.
So one final question. It's not really a question. I want you to look down the camera and give a message to Jamie McCaugherty ahead of Clan Wars 50.
Jamie, you blonde bastard, you. Come on, by your knee hard. Hopefully you knock me out with it, because if you don't, you have a whole lot more coming to you.
Nice one, Peter. Peter, I'm looking forward to it. And we're also doing a press conference this Saturday. So the footage will be coming out from that too. So buzzing for it. Peter, thank you for your time, my friend, and I look forward to seeing you in there at Clan Wars 50.
Thank you very much, and see you the weekend.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.